And right now, as you can see, I have the neck is attached to the body. And what I ended up doing with this is, in the last video, I ended up doing a leveling, crowning, and polishing of the frets. And putting the neck on the guitar, I have some oak veneer that I ended up putting a shim underneath, basically about this size, underneath the neck in order to give the neck a little bit of a back arch to it, because I was having a problem where I don't have a regular straight edge. I have to invest in one. If I set this on top of the frets, like each one of these frets is touching the flat surface of the metal, it didn't have any play here at all, even with the saddle all the way down. And I'm going to get into these saddles here a little bit because they're kind of interesting. Now, if anybody's wondering what the radius of this neck is, it is a number 12. So it's a 12-inch radius. Let's get into this bridge a little bit because it's kind of cool the way they have this thing set up. So let's get a closer look. So yeah, right now we are looking at the bridge on this guy, and it's pretty cool as far as this bridge goes. It's kind of an interesting, I never seen anything like this before, and I probably never will on another guitar unless it's one of these MK guitars, not too sure. So how do you wind the strings? Well, it comes with a little crank right here, and you would stick that on top of these tuning pegs, and you would turn this either one way or the other, and the string will wrap around these little spindles right over here, and you know, the tighter you want it, you just keep on turning this. And it also can be used as fine-tuning, so you can turn these by hand if you want to fine-tune things. There is a screw on the inside of these. You do not want to tighten those screws up really tight that are in here. If you get your guitar, your NK, and these are kind of loose, then you might want to add a little bit of tension on these screws, a little bit of pressure more to tighten these things up. Now right now I have these to where I can actually turn these by hand, and it's a little tight but not really tight. So you don't want to tighten up those guys too much. Now as far as the saddle goes for each string, you can kind of see here there's two set screws that are poking out on the top of the bridge. Now these little drums that are inside of here, you have your roller that's on them. This little drum that's inside of here will spin up or down depending on which screw you are turning. So if you're turning this outside screw right here, you will actually make this saddle go upwards. If you loosen this one up and you start turning on this one here, you'll actually make it go down. And to lock it in place, basically whichever one you left at, say if you were raising it up, you get up to the position, then you use the opposite one to lock it in place to keep that from moving just moving anywhere. And it's pretty interesting. Now in order to set your intonation, which is just kind of a little bit of a pain in the ass, and I'm not too sure if you're going to be able to see that, but there is a little Allen screw right there, right underneath the string. So the keys that they come with, the two sets of Allen keys right here, are a little bit obsolete as far as trying to adjust that. What you're going to need is a set of metric Allen keys that have the ball on the end. That way you can go a little bit on an angle from the string, get inside there, and to bring these forward and backward to adjust your intonation. So right now I'm pretty much ready to string this thing up. I just have to get the camera in place to where you can see how this is done. Now the top of the headstock is pretty simple, headless. There are some holes. Now this is wood, so this is probably a piece of ebony, and there are some holes that are drilled in there, and you feed your strings through there and the ball sits in the top. Now when you're feeding your strings inside here, what they should have done is they should have angled the fretboard a little bit on the front over here. That way it will make the string go upwards. So you're going to have to take, say like the smallest of the two Allen keys and go underneath the string and raise the string up as you're feeding it through. Now some people were saying in some other videos that it comes with this tool here for adjusting the neck, and some people were saying that the hole that is inside of the top of the neck didn't line up with the truss rack. This one lines up perfectly, have no problems with it, and is fully adjustable forward and backwards. Excuse me. So I'm basically ready to go ahead and string this up. So what I want to try to do is get as much information as possible doing this way you guys can all really see how this is done without having too much of a problem. So let's get on to that. Alright, so the neck radius of this guitar is a 12-inch radius. So I have a 12-inch radius gauge here, and I'm going to put on this guitar on 9s. So let's get to that. Got some Ernie Ball Cobalt Slinky 9-42s. So let's get this thing started. So I'm going to start off with the 42. Right now the neck is pretty much straight. There's a little trick to stringing this thing up as well. Okay, so you feed the string through the headstock, you go up underneath the string as it comes through to the other side. And I raise up a little bit here and then feed the string through. Otherwise the string will hit the fretboard, and it makes it a little bit of a pain in the ass to try to feed that through. So when you get this on here, you're going to pull this thing in to make sure that's in the hole. And then you go back to this side here where the body is. And right now I got the low E string. Alright, so as you can see, this string is a lot longer than the bridge is. So what I have seen other people do is basically go from an inch off the bridge or a ½ inch off the bridge, and then go ahead and cut the excess off. It gives you enough to wind it around this drum over here. Now there's a small hole. I'm going to put that string in that small hole. Get it started. And find that hole. Alright, so I'm in there. Now what you want to do is you want to see the string kind of come out the other side. Pull back a little bit on the wound strings. The wound strings have no problem locking them in place, and then you want to turn it clockwise and it'll start to wind itself up around that barrel. Like so. So go to the next one. 32s, same thing at the headstock. You want to be careful that trying to feed the string through this headless guitar, that you're able to string it up without having any troubles with the string being stuck. Give the string a little bit of a yank. Suck that ball in there. Give yourself about a ½ inch from the bridge. Alright, locate the hole that's in the spindle over here. Fish your string through it. So you start seeing a little bit come out the other side. Pull it back a little bit. And start winding her up. Pretty simple. Next string, same way. Alright, so now we're going to go to the other strings that are on here that are not wound strings. And we'll start with the 16. These are a little bit more of a pain in the ass to get to lock onto these little drums or spindles, whatever you want to call them, tuner pegs or whatever. So again, same thing as before. Fish your string through the headstock or black love headstock. Underneath the string, tilt it up a little bit so you can fish it through. These are a little bit more nice because they're a little bit more tight. Grab the string, pull it, make sure it's in. Give yourself about an inch or ½ inch. and cut. Alright, so these I do a little bit differently because they're a little bit more of a pain in the ass. What I end up doing is locating the hole, fishing the string in that hole once I find it. Now this I will let the string come out to the other side a little bit. And the string, you could see it, I don't know if you can see it in this camera or not, but you can see the string come out to the other side. And it's touching the edge of where these tuners are. Now pull it back just a little bit, leaving some of the string sticking out on the other side of that hole. Reason being is because they will pop out. And then go ahead and start to wind her up. Because there's really no way of locking these strings around these tuners, or lack of tuners. Push the string through again using something, a small screwdriver or something. Work underneath the string, pick the string up a little bit, slide it through. Sure she's on the headstock or in that hole. Give yourself about an inch or a half an inch cut. Feed or find the hole to feed it through. Go. Again, having some of the string stick out the other side. I got it. No, I don't have it. Again, these are a little bit of a pain in the ass trying to get these strings in these holes. That's it. Alright. String will come through a little bit, pull it back just a little bit, and some of the string sticking up. Start cranking her down. See, now this is nice. Now I actually have some adjustment here. The string is all the way down on top of the fretboard. And now I can go ahead and give it some action height. Before I could not do that. Now there's no problems. So let me get rid of all the papers and the mess. Alright, so what I'm looking for as far as action height goes is a 1/16 on the high E. Now, I am not going to tune this thing up to pitch just yet. I do want to get my saddle where I want it to be, and then I'll start fine-tuning things. I have to adjust the neck as well. But for right now, I want to adjust the action height at the first on the first string at the 12th fret to a 16th. And once I turn this thing and start bringing up that saddle, I'll start getting my adjustment. And this thing's getting in the way. Alright, I am at a 16th right now. I'll go to the set screw closest to me and start turning that to lock that saddle in place. Alright, so that one's locked in place, and now I want to go to the low E. And I want to give that about 5/64. So again, I'm going to raise, settle, at 5/64, and then I'm going to lock it in place. Alright, so that's locked. So right now, all the strings should be off the fretboard. Now what I want to do is I want to tune it to pitch. Turn on my tuner. And get this thing pretty much tuned to pitch, and then I'll adjust the neck or the neck relief. Okay. Now I did not stretch the string jet on this.
Sini tuh sampai malam ya. Jadi kalau yang tidak ditutup ya. Sekarang juga ada orang jual di pinggir jalan ini ya, dia letak dari malam.
Alright, so I'm gonna go back and stretch these guys out now.
Aku mau kemari aja. Mungkin.
Retune.
Hai.
Alright, so right now I have the pretty much in tune, and what I want to do right now is check the neck as far as what I have for relief. I'm going to use a 12 thousandths shim. Shim. Put this upright. Fret at the where the body neck meets the body, and I have to add some relief. Now this is going to change my action height. Okay, I can live with that. So what I want to do is tune it back up again. Alright, so we're tuned up again. And now what I want to do is set the action height for each string. Now, this is where my 12,000th radius is going to come in. So what I want to do is I'm going to hold the... So now this is where my 12,000th radius is going to come in once I set up the action height for the two outside strings. So right now I am a little bit higher than 5/64. So what I want to do is I want to loosen the lock. And get in there. So I'm going to loosen the lock on the bridge. Just like that. And lower the saddle by turning this one backwards. That's where I want that one. Alright, and then I'll go to the outside string and oh yeah, that needs to come down too. Loosen the lock. Loosen the adjustment. And this on. That should be pretty much close to where I want to be. Now she dropped.
Hampir semua kayak gitu di kota Banda Aceh ini. Gantian lah.
Alright, now the lock up. Oops. Alright, so check the other string again, make sure that's where I want it. Yeah, 16th on the high E and 5/64 on the low. Make sure this puppy is locked into place. Then what I want to do is I want to take the radius and go underneath the strings with it. Pull it through, fold it up. So I can actually see right now it's teeter-tottering. So I know that I am not set to the radius of this neck. This is where the fun part comes. So I gotta unlock these guys here. And then loosen them all. Actually, these guys need to go up. So I'll start in the center because that seems where it's really needs to go up is the center. all set screw. You can barely find them.
Donor ini apa? Habis syuting nanti kasih duit 10.000 ya. Syuting martabak. Nah, ini jual martabak lah. Dari mana? Saya dari Enggak dari sini juga lah. Mana ya? Di Sumatera juga.
I got one side done.
Ayo Bang, ayo. Ya, biar masuk ke media sosial. Media sosial. Enggak ada buat cerita ya ini. Ini tapi pagi nggak ada Bang ya? Nggak ada. Ini malam sampai malam ya. Mantap. Oke lah Bang. Kita jalan dulu ya.
Like I said, this is a real pain in the ass to find the damn holes.
Ini jadi ada taman-taman. Persis kayak di Bandung ya. Di Bandung kan gini, ada taman gini, alun-alun, ada halte bus depan situ, terus ada masjid.
Alright, so what I'm looking for is strings ringing out.
Raya Bandung itulah.
So I need to adjust this side a little bit more. Alright, so now lock these fuckers in place. Because right now I should have a pretty much a radius of what it needs to be. Man, I cannot see worth the shit. In here. Lock it in place. This one in place.
Jualan barang dapur sih, kayak mangkok apa segala macam.
This one in place.
Ini bagus, pasar ini karena dekat-dekat tempat
And
kota ya.
lock this one in place.
Masjid, alun.
Alright, now double check my settings to make sure that nothing changed. And we are right where I want it to be. So now if I go and I check to see what the action height is on all the strings, 64ths. So now I got to tune her back up again. And where did that little key go? There you are.
rame-rame ya. Oke, Bang. Ya, Bang.
Alright, so next thing I want to do with this thing is I actually want to let it sit overnight to get the strings to stretch by themselves, and then go over all the settings again that I just made to make sure that everything is right where I want it to be. And so far so good. Thanks for watching this. I'll get back with this again another day and finish the setup, complete it, be done, and hopefully make some noise with it. Thanks for watching.